big iceberg.
The captain has turned the ship around and headed back north a bit from Cape Horn and has squeezed the luxurious Norwegian crown into the relative safety of the Beagle Channel. We will be proceeding tonight to Ushuaia, Argentina. Unlike Darwin and his captain Fitzroy, who used this route more than 180 years ago, we're able to enjoy still another sumptuous and abundant meal, followed by professional entertainment in the ship's theater, before heading back to our cabin. Our cabin's a mini suite upgrade on the 10th level. It's terrific, especially since the beds have now been pushed together. Next morning, Hessie's dragged me out early to get on deck and watch as the ship approaches Ushuaia. With about 38,500 people, the Argentines have a good basis for calling Ushuaia the southernmost town in the world. In fact, Ushuaia's population has been growing very rapidly in recent decades. Some sources say it's more than 50,000 already. So Ushuaia, capital of the Argentine province of Terra del Fuego, or El Fin Del Mondo, as it's sometimes referred to, is arguably a city by now. It's a beautiful, cool, relatively clear morning. We've gone on shore and are waiting for a catamaran tour of the harbor, which is being delayed until the harbor master gives permission. In other words, until the wind dies down. Okay, it's been decided that given the chill and the wind, it would be better if we waited inside the catamaran. While Hessie reviews the itinerary, gets a hot drink and souvenir cap, I climb outside again for some more looking around. Clearly the secret's out, judging by the cruise ships. Ushuaia, the end of the world, or as the government likes to say, the beginning of everything, has become a tourist destination. We're told that high winds are nothing unusual in Ushuaia, but apparently today's an exception. We might not even be going. About an hour and a half later, we finally get some good news. We'll soon be underway, we're told. Inside, the narrated tour has already begun. Let's listen in.
That is the nature word, that it means penetrating bay, and is in reference to this very big bay that penetrates or goes into the west. We are leaving just behind us the central gallery, the downtown of the city, the building that we were having at the beginning at the front, and now we are having backwards, the one with the black conic roof. It is the government house of the province. To the left, we can see over there a group of white buildings with red roof. Those ones belong to the naval base. And behind those buildings, we have a quite important building here for our local history. That is one with yellow walls and red roof. It is the old prison or jail of the city. It's quite important because this area was colonized with this prison. The prison, it was closed in 1947, and nowadays there you can visit every day the Maritime and Jails Museum.
With the catamaran's nearly panoramic glass and the guide's able narration, views of the town along the shoreline are excellent. However, for those of us with a good sense of balance and a strong grip, this is the best perspective on the main event, as the catamaran now flies out into the harbor. We're passing a number of islands whose primary inhabitants are half a zillion birds, mostly cormorants, but also quite a few sea lions. Looking out at the ice and snow-capped mountains, it's easy to forget that we're approaching summer in the longest days of the year here in this upside-down world.
Sailing among the islands of the British archipelago.
Catamaran is going to take us over to the entrance of Terra del Fuego National Park. From there we're going to board a bus for another tour. The park is at the southern terminus of the Pan American Highway, which begins in Alaska about 12,000 miles up the road. Okay, we've disembarked and in a few moments we'll be entering the park. We've boarded another bus for a quick tour of the park.
And you know the female is brown and smaller, yeah? There is one, yeah, near the river. The name in Spanish is Fuegen común, Fuegen.
They were upland geese. Terra del Fuego, meaning the land of fire, is called that because of the campfires that the native peoples who used to live in this area would set. Unfortunately for them, those fires made it easy for the European settlers to locate them. Though relatively few in number, there were many small groups, each with its own language. Collectively, these peoples are considered Fuegians. Beginning in the latter part of the 19th century, due to introduced diseases and unequal conflicts with settlers, their numbers became greatly reduced. Today, in the early 21st century, except perhaps for some ghosts, we don't have to worry about meeting up with any Fuegians here in this park, which less than a century and a half ago was only a small portion of their domain. These native peoples and their languages have been lost. Our guides pointed out some nests of local hawks up in this tree. We're heading back to the assembly point where our bus will pick us up again. Hessie's going to go inside to make a pit stop and maybe get a bottle of water. She better hurry. And here we are on our bus back to town and to our ship.